Egweed seed. Hot slachel, hot shudubit seed. Today we're gonna go over what we've been going over this week. So hopefully it'll help being right up in here. And you have the advantage that I wrote down the passages that we went over, the first one was a conversation between Joe and John. And then the second one is the Lushootseed that we went over yesterday for a small passage. And then we have a new conversation that we'll get towards. Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take the English and we're going to challenge ourselves. And we're going to translate it into Lushootseed, the two passages that we went over. Melissa said her feedback from yesterday was that it was helpful. So what we did is we went over, I had everybody close their eyes and I had them listen to me do the Lushootseed between Joe and John. And then we reviewed it, went over it, and I had everybody close their eyes again. And I read through it in Lushootseed. And the goal is for you to be able to recognize and honor the things that you're able to hold on to. Like, ooh, I understand that. Like, oh, I know what that part is. So the goal is to really honor those pieces that you are recognizing and able to translate. And then we did the same thing for the small passage. And I gotta find that. I read it in Lushootseed while everybody kept their eyes closed. And then we broke it down sentence by sentence on the board. And then I had everybody close their eyes again. And I read it to them in Lushootseed. So that's a good way for us to train our ears to be able to hear that continuous language beyond just a one sentence at a time. So I actually want to do that again, just to start us out. So before we start on this first page, where at the top it has your name, and it's the conversation between Joe and John, maybe this time around, how do we want to do this? Let's go through the English. And the way that I want to do this is I want you to be Joe, and I want you to be John. And you guys are just going to, in English, say it back and forth, just so we refresh our memories about what is going to be talked about. Okay?
Okay.
Do you remember who I said is who?
I'm John.
Okay, good. Because I already forgot. Okay. Yeah.
What are you doing today? I will visit Henry today. I will hug his son. Will his son hug you? He will hug me. His name is Charlie. Then what will you do? I'm going to go to town. How come? I'm very hungry. I will go to the village. The food is good at the village. Do you have money? No. Please give me some. How much? $25.
Hey, die hard. All right. Now I'm going to go through it, and I'll say it in the Lushootseed. And then we'll take our time to write everything down.
Okay.
Stab qui chadzu hoi al tia slachel. Llwyd zalachad bichad tid hud. Llwyd zalachad bichad ti hudli al tia slachel. Llwkwolo chad ti badats. Llwkwolo tsu ti badats. Sorry. Llwkwolo tsid u ti badats. Llwkwolo Charlie tis dats. Hoi. Stab qui chadzu hoi. Llwyd a chad tawd. Asached. Dai chadas tagwa. Llwyd a chad ti altad. Hat ti saatled al ti altad. A u quadtala. Hue gua abits. wait ilts. Saliachi ilts equid salats. All right. Sometimes that gets tricky for me just looking at the English and trying to translate it properly. All right. What are you doing today? What are you doing today?
I heard you say stop.
Stop for what?
Yep.
So what other things are sticking out for you? Stab quadzuhoi is the phrase, what are you doing? Stab quadzuhoi. We also talked about the hlu. On this one, and then what about how to say today? Altia slachel. Altia slachel. Stab qui hlads hoi altia slachel. What are you doing today? I will visit Henry today. I will visit Henry today. Let's start out with that first part, and then we'll move on to I will hug his son. I will visit Henry today. I hear hlu.
Okay.
Whoops. What letter am I writing? What are we going to hlu?
Is it Dalachadbi?
Hlu zalachadbid. And then who's doing the action? Chud? Chud.
Chud. Oh, yeah.
Who am I visiting? T. Hudley. Hludzalachad bid chud T. Hudley. I am going to visit Henry. Oh, today. What is today? Altia slachel. Okay, I will hug his son. I will hug his son. What's sticking out to you? Holod. Is that what you're gonna say?
Oh, what?
Holod.
I was doing the flu.
Oh, hlu.
Yeah, for
Okay.
the will, right?
Yep. Hlu.
Flu, and then I, so it's chuff.
Hlu holod chud. I will hug. Who?
Teed. But.
Yeah.
Tibadas.
Teed.
His son. Eh. Hlu holod chud tibadas. I will hug his son. Will his son hug you?
Nope.
We have another will. We're still talking about hug, but this is that reminder for that seed. This all together will hug you. Lushootseed will hug you. Because remember, you are coming after the verb, so that verb is being done to you. Will he hug you? Hug you. Lushootseed, oo. It's a yes or no question. But I guess we're saying, will his son hug you? Lushootseed, oo. Just like the one above, tibadas. Lushootseed uti badats. Can you see the markers all right? The colors are fine? Okay. I can't remember what color. Joya, what color doesn't come up on the board?
The green.
Green?
Yeah.
Okay. Avoid the green. The response to Lushootseed uti badats, will his son hug you? He will hug me. Lushootseed. Hug somebody, hug you, hug me. Lushootseed. Quolot is that base, hug someone with that D transitive ending. Hug someone. Hug you, that seed ending. Hug me, the C, the regular C. Seed, orts. Lushootseed, he will hug me. His name is Charlie. And we're channeling Yoda to say, in Lushootseed, Charlie tees dots. Yoda talk, Charlie is his name. Charlie tees dots. Charlie tees dots. Then what will you do? Who remembers the then? Then what will you do? Hoy. Yeah. Hoy. We're saying the same thing. Hoy. Hoy, stab qui llads hoy. Then, what are you gonna do? I am going to go to town. I am going to go to town. I am going to go to town. What are we going to start with?
Is it
Is go to a specific destination. Going to go to. Going to is something that will happen. So that's our future one. Something that is going to happen, something that will happen. Llut'a tawd. Llut'a tawd. Chud. I will go to town. Llut'a tawd, chud. How come?
Askhid.
Asachid. How come? I love that one. Asachid, especially when kids over and over. Why?
I almost said that when we were or when we were saying it in English.
I am very hungry. Diet chud?
Oh, Daichud?
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
I said diathid.
Oh,
No?
diet chud.
Is ethid eat or no?
That's eat, but I'm
Oh,
hungry.
Okay.
Going in the right direction though.
Yeah.
Diet chud. I am very. Diet chudas tagua. Give me 1 second. I gotta run to my desk.
So you made it safely on your 2-wheel drive? I saw your message.
Even though I was sliding.
Were you?
Yes.
We were supposed to go in on time and I was like, no. And then they canceled school. Then I was like, oh man, I better get up and get in the shower then. I don't have a reason to be home right now, really. Because it'd be to go drop her off.
Yeah.
And so then, but I still went in late. Not like the full 2 hours, but it was late.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Diet chudas tagua. I will go to the village. I will go to the village.
Is it the huge organ?
Mm-hmm. Cute. Ah. Chud. I will go. T al tud. The village. Al tud is a group of homes. A village. Chud ti al tud. But us locals know that the village is a restaurant. Ooh, pie sounds good.
It does.
Mm. Who's up that way? Oh, okay. Next one. The food is good at the village. Let's start out with that one. The food is good at the village. If you break it down, what pieces, what little bites can we take for that one?
I wrote that on the wrong one.
oopsies.
Hot. We're starting with hot. What is good? Tis athled.
Oh.
The food is good. Hot tis athled. The food is good. At the village. On, at, in. All. T. All tud. Do you have money? Bringing it way back to when we were playing Go Fish. Do you have money? Do you have... Wait.
Kuetala?
Ooh. For do you have? Ooh.
Hello?
Ooh. Quad. Tala. Do you have money? Quad tala. Quad bos. Quad Zeo.
I did it wrong again.
Do you want a new one?
Please.
New set. Redo.
Okay.
No, please give me some. How do we say no? Wait. Please give me some. It's like saying, hand it to me. Please hand it to me. Please give me some. Guabites. You could say guabites. You could also, if you say just guabites, it's like a command. Guabites cha. You please give me some. You could also guabites chafu. Can you give me some? So there's a variety of ways that you can build that one just by saying guabites cha, or guabites chafu. Just, it's kind of based on the level, I guess, the level of respect that you want to have when you're asking somebody for money. And in your defense, they asked if you had money. How much? When we're asking how much, what we're really asking is how many monies? Wait else. How many monies? Quaid means how many. We talked about the different suffixes that can be attached to how many. Quaidash da, asking what the date is. Quaidash da. Altiat slachel. Salat da ti Popo Hegwood. Today is the 5th in the moon of Popo Hegwood. And then finally, we want to say $25. $25.
What's the other? Oh, I was completely wrong.
So what we're saying is we're saying 20 monies, $20.
Yeah.
Saliachi ilts. Equi salats. And just so you guys know, this is being worked on, which will help with talking about money.
Huh?
Another awesome resource in the works. Now that you guys have that written down, some of the things that I want to remind you that we went over yesterday is when we have these big sentences, it's good to break them down into those bite-sized pieces that we can handle without feeling overwhelmed. So I will visit Henry today. Even if you need to start with that first word, I know that the verb is zalachadbid. So I'm going to visit somebody. So then I need to add the chlu, like take it piece by piece and then put it together. That's where I said that Toby taught us how to break things down in chunks. So I'm going to work on this chunk, and I'm going to translate it, and then I'm going to translate this, and then I'm going to translate this. I will hug. Who am I going to hug? Tibadatz, his son. So even breaking things, this can stand alone by itself, but this needs to be, that's an incomplete sentence. That's just explaining who is going to be hugged. So take those little bite-sized pieces when things feel like really overwhelming so that you can really build your confidence in being able to translate the small pieces and then put them in the right order. Any questions on this? Do you guys want to try to do the Lushootseed back and forth? Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't
Okay.
want to be John this time, though. It's got the bigger words. No, I'm just kidding. I'm up for the challenge, I guess.
Tigweed seed, Joya, tigweed seed. All right.
I don't mind.
Huh?
I said I don't mind trading.
All right.
Which one you want to be, Julia?
I'll try
Okay.
it.
So I'm still Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
I still don't know who's who. Just go.
Stop qui llws hoi al ties lachel.
Zlahabid Chadtid Henley Altia Slehale to Qualip
Llwchwolod.
Lukolod Chadti Bada Lukolod Chadti Bada Badas
Badats.
Badats.
Hey, dai hot.
Llucolo ti u ti barat.
Llwchwolod.
Lukolot Charlie T Star. Charlie T Star.
Sdats. Eh.
Hoi stav qui lluat hoi.
Clued Atad Chud. No?
Hey, hey.
Asachi.
Dai Chud Estagua Clued Chud T Al Tud.
Hash piece the ashled al ti al alted au qui quatala.
Quilla Abits. We Alabits. Abits. We
Guabits.
Gua Abits. Gua Abits.
Quaidels.
Saliachi Ilwals. Equi Salats.
Hey, dai hot CIUs. Woo.
We did it!
Yay!
Diet
was pretty
hot. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Diet hot. Okay, let's move on to the next passage. Go ahead and, Joya, you read it first, just the English. And then, Melissa, I want you to read it, just the English, while I take care of these boards.
Oh, you folks, good friends and my relatives. Yesterday I visited the house of my late grandfather at Rock Point. He lived there with his wife, Martha. Martha was a storyteller. She told Crow and Octopus. She told a lot of stories.
Oh, my turn.
Hey.
Oh, you folks and good friends and my relatives. Yesterday, I visited the house of my late grandfather at Rock Point. He lived there with his wife, Martha. Martha was a storyteller. She told Crow and Octopus. She told a lot of stories.
Hey. All right. Now, want you guys to put your papers down. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to listen to me read that passage. O hligwalapo hat siayaya I tid ishid. Altia tudokwashda udzalachad bichad ti al at ti tudsapa al chitaks. Taslalil asquo at si chagwas mata. Dufs yahobd ziil mata. Tu yahobd at tiil kaka itzi skeb. Tu yatsabtub or tu yatsabt at quika sia yahob. Okay, I'm going to do that again. O hligwalapo hat siayaya I tid ishid. Altia tudokwashda udzalachad bidchad ti al at ti tudsapa al chitaks. Taslalil asquo at si chagwas mata. Dufs yahobd ziil mata. Tu yahobd at tiil kaka itzi skeb. Tu yatsabd at quika sia yahob. Now go ahead and, as I'm reading it in Lushootseed, read through that bold passage. Look at the bold passage and see if you can pick some of those pieces out. Some of this stuff you guys already know. Some of it we had to write some new words on the board. So reading along with the bold part. O hligwalapo hat siayaya itid ishid. Altia tudokwashda udzalachad bichad ti al at ti tudsapa al chitaks. Taslalil asquo at si chagwas mata. Dufs yahobd ziil mata. Tu yahobd at tiil kaka itzi skeb. Tu yatsabd at quika sia yahob. Do you guys feel like you were able to follow along, like matching up what you were hearing me say to the English? Does it feel like it was making some connections? All right, looking at the English, in the first line, oh, you folks, good friends, and my relatives, are there any words that you need me to write on the board? Nothing? How about the next one? Yesterday, I visited the house of my late grandfather at Rock Point.
Yesterday is two dokwashda.
Tu dokwashta.
Will you say the first line again in Lushootseed?
O hligwalapo hat siayaya tid ishid. So we have yesterday down, just as a reminder. Yesterday, I visited the house of my late grandfather at Rock Point. Do you guys remember Rock Point?
Yeah.
Chitaks. Chitaks. he lived there with his wife, Martha. This is probably the one that we need some help with. Who remembers lived there? To live somewhere. A slashlil is to live somewhere. A slashlil chud all Cedar Greens. I live in Cedar Greens. But we're talking about my late grandfather. So he used to, he used to live there. And when we have this combination, the two and the us, we end up saying tas. So we say tas slashlil. Tas slashlil. Tas slashlil. He lived there with his wife. So we use this. Asquoa means together. Asquoa. Taslashlil asquoa wife.
Chagwas.
Chagwas. Chagwas wife. And in this passage, we're saying his wife, so we would add the his suffix, the s, to that. So, Chogwas, his wife. Taslashlil asquoa si Chagwas. He lived there with his wife. Who's his wife? Who's Mata? Martha. And just so you guys know, that was her Indian name, Saswichab. Saswichab. That's the little bonus for this one. Because I'm making an assumption that this is who is being talked about, since this is who told the story. Some other words that we wrote up yesterday. Siahob is a traditional story. Yahob is to tell a traditional story. This dofs prefix means someone who specializes in doing something. So a dofs Yahob would be what? A storyteller, someone who specializes in doing this action, which is telling a traditional story. Dofs Yahob. We also acknowledge that it's in the Northern Territory that we say Siahob. Southern Territory, they say Shuiab. I'll have to look at the spelling. Schuyab. I think it's Schuyab. Sweet. I forgot hey, there's enough space. There's enough space for this. So Southern Lushootseed, they say Schuyab. Schuyab. That's how they say traditional story. A lot. Ka means a lot. And then we had fun talking about ka, which is crow, and recognizing that some of our animal names are based on what we hear from them. We hear crows ka, they ka. So this is a word for crow. And then skeb, octopus. Going to be going on. Rain until 4, snow 6.
I thought they said it was going to snow at 3.
Achada. It warmed up a little.
It did.
So it's probably going to be mixed.
Yeah.
But then when it drops, when the temp drops at night, that's when it's going to really snow. And it shows snow for tomorrow. I'm just thinking ahead on what.
First class tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. So looking at the paper, are you guys able to fill in using what we have on the board, start to put together your sentences? Let me have you guys listen to me say it again. Now that you have your words up there, you got your English. O hligwalapo, hak siayaya, e tid ishid. Altia tu dokwashda, udzalachad bidchad, ti al at titud sapa, al chitaks. Taslachil asquo at si chagwas mata. Dufs yahobd tiil mata. Tu yahobd a tiil kaka itsi skeb. Tu yatsabd a kwika siya yahob. If there's anything else that you need to be able to fill it in yourself, I can write it up there. But for now, I want you guys to try to write down, translate those into Lushootseed. And then thinking ahead for tomorrow, because we only have 3 minutes left, on the third page of what I handed out, there's a conversation between Charlie and Peter. Charlie, Pita. So Charlie and Peter are having this conversation. In the box, there are some words that will hopefully help you out. But I think this will be going through the conversation that we did between Joe and John, and going through this little passage. I think you guys can look at this and challenge yourself to be able to translate the Lushootseed into English. If you can do that tonight, it'll give us a jump start on what we do tomorrow. If for some reason tribal government's closed tomorrow and we can't have class, then I want you guys to continue to look over this, continue to look at it over the weekend. That way we keep moving forward with these conversations. Okay? All right, Uhoyaf Chach, we are all done.